Welcome to VSB News Online for Friday, August 21st. I'm Peter Kitzel. The fact Bermuda Broadcasting Company issued a fulsome apology to Finance Minister Bob Richards after accepting responsibility for the TV show in which BPSU President Jason Hayward allegedly defamed the politician recently became a matter of public comment. VSB News has managed to obtain a transcript of that televised apology read by TV anchor Diane Brewer and has decided to air it on our news unedited and without further comment as a matter of public interest.
Good evening, everyone. It's Friday, June the 19th, 2015. I'm Diane Brewer, and thank you for joining us tonight. We begin with news of more fallout from the People's Campaign program, which aired on ZBM on the 11th of May, 2015. A special paid TV program featuring executives of the People's Campaign cast by the Bermuda Broadcasting Company Limited. During the show, certain statements were made by Mr. Jason Hayward, president of the Bermuda Public Services Union, which suggested that the Honorable E.T. Bob Richards, Minister of Finance, had been involved in corruption, collusion, scandalous and deceitful conduct. Bermuda Broadcasting Company Limited was at pains during the program to make it clear that the views expressed by Mr. Hayward were not the views or opinions of the Bermuda Broadcasting Company Limited. Bermuda Broadcasting again reiterates that it does not subscribe to, agree with or condone the accusations made by Mr. Hayward. Nevertheless, Bermuda Broadcasting accepts that it did broadcast the show, which contained statements that were defamatory to the Honorable Minister. Bermuda Broadcasting hereby offering an unconditional apology to the Minister and apologize for any hurt caused by the broadcast. Bermuda Broadcasting has agreed to contribute to the Minister's legal cost and has further undertaken to ensure a similar situation does not again arise in the future. Bermuda Broadcasting is aware that the Honorable Minister E.T. Bob Richards, Minister of Finance, is pursuing Mr. Jason Hayward directly for damages arising out of his statements made by him on the program.
As local residents might remember, last October's Hurricane Faye evolved quite quickly out of a non-tropical low in the middle of the North Atlantic. So, Brian Darby felt comfortable suggesting to Bermuda Weather Service meteorologist Michelle Pitcher this afternoon that it is always better to be safe than sorry.
Yes, we should, especially now that we're reaching the peak of hurricane season, which is coming up in September.
And what do we see so far today that gives us any cause for concern?
Well, we still have a broad, non-tropical, weak low-pressure center just to our south, and the National Hurricane Center is still has a watch on it. We're waiting for the next update, but as of earlier today, they had a 20% chance of it becoming a tropical or subtropical storm within the next 2 days, and a 60% chance through the next 5 days. Right now it looks like most of the shower and thunderstorm activity associated with this low will stay mainly to our east, as it looks like the low itself will just move northward and slowly drift over the area this weekend.
Shouldn't that really get too excited?
Well, we always have to keep an eye on any low that's near us during tropical season. But again, since the National Hurricane Center hasn't gotten too high in their warning just yet, we're trying not to be too excited ourselves. Right now for the forecast, we're going to have light to moderate winds, and looks more for Saturday than Sunday that there might be a few showers and still a chance of a thunderstorm or two to drift in our area. Because again, a lot of the showers and thunderstorms, while they're mainly to the east, as this low passes through the weekend, it's going to be to the near east.
Years of musical talent unfold next Sunday when members of the Bermuda Regiment Alumni Band get together for a special give-back concert in Hamilton's Victoria Park. It's all part of the regiment's 50th anniversary celebrations, which will culminate in a grand military tattoo. Former Corporal Charles Jeffers and former Color Sergeant Gerald Swan took to the bandstand to give some insight into how vintage musicians and current bandsmen will band together to give the public a free musical treat.
The majority of musicians who have come back for this alumni band are very good musicians. There are a few players like myself, but the majority are good musicians. The good thing is that when you know how to read music, it's a matter of the timing, making sure you got the right pitch, and playing according to the conductor. And of course, each conductor has his own or her own different way of conducting, so you've got to keep an eye on the music and an eye on the conductor as well. We have retired Major Leslie Lowe. He was one of the directors of music for the Bermuda Regiment Band. We also have retired Major Barrett Dill. He actually succeeded Major Lowe, and he became the director of music for the band. And then we have the current director of music, Major Dwight Robinson. And they'll all be doing some of the conducting for this concert on Sunday.
Well, the tuba plays an important part just about in any band. I've been playing the tuba now, 15, maybe more years. I started off playing trumpet, and now I end up being on tuba. And all the time I get it where people are saying, why such a small fella playing the bigger instrument? I love it.
So what can concert goers expect when they come here to see the alumni band and all of you in all your glory?
First of all, just to see the bunch of us actually back together again just for this. And we wanted to do this just to show our support to the BR50 and just have a good time. That's what they're going to be surprised to see so many of us back together. I mean, we've got close to 30 musicians that are still playing, most of them playing with different organizations, be it the North Village Band, Summers Brigade Band, and of course the Salvation Army Band. You can expect to hear some of the good old pieces that we used to play way back then. Instant Concert, Bugler's Holiday, it's a few pieces. And we have the likes of Mr. Sergeant Major Chauncey Durham, who's going to actually be singing with us, and that's something we used to do quite a bit before. So they're in for a treat, a good afternoon treat.
Now, I'm just wondering how you're going to be able to amalgamate some of the musicians who haven't played for a while with those who are constantly playing now.
Okay, tell you what, the musicians that you're going to have on that Sunday are members that haven't played together for quite a while. So, you know, it's a partnership. Music is written with pianos, crescendos, fortes, and if you do that part, and if you're a seasoned musician, how most of us, all of us actually, or just about all of us, came from the Bermuda Regiment, you would have no problem. And we all know those conductors and the way that they conduct, it'll be fine.
And we'll be back with more news right after this.
The Marketplace Food Court is you and your family's one-stop shop. Start your day at the breakfast bar with omelets made to order and traditional Bermuda codfish breakfast. The chefs will cook lunch and dinner to your liking. Along with the salad bar, sandwich bar, sushi bar, and fruit bar, the Marketplace Food Court is your kitchen away from home. Every day is hassle-free with nutritious meals from the Marketplace Food Court. Visit us 7 days a week. Homemade cooking, quality service, all at prices you can count on.
The OBA have labeled former PLP Tourism Minister Wayne Furbert as being guilty of a deliberate falsehood in September 2012 when he publicly denied he had terminated the Bazarian bid for the St. George Hotel 8 days after signing an official termination notice to that effect. OBA backbencher Mark Pettingill made the point during Monday's debate in Parliament.
In official document, in an official press release statement, he said that he misspoke when he said it was terminated. Now here we go, and now this is an official document. The attorney, it's entitled "The Attorney General's Chambers is to ADEX Holdings Limited, care of ADEX Development. Attention, Mr. Carl Bazarian." Entitled "Par." Oh, what's the date? Sorry, yeah. The date on this one is the 20th of September, a week before, and it says notice of termination. Notice of termination of master development agreement made between the government of Bermuda and ADEX Holdings Limited. The government of Bermuda has made a determination to terminate by this notice, and it terminates ADEX Holdings Limited's rights under the above mentioned agreement. There is no prospect of any cure on ADEX Holdings. The government of Bermuda, having terminated the master development agreement as amended for a termination event, That master development agreement as amended and the ground lease became null and void under the terms of the master development agreement as amended. In all the circumstances, the government of Bermuda's termination of the aforesaid master development agreement as amended and the aforesaid ground lease each takes effect immediately. No lap, no, we're working to get this done immediately. The government of Bermuda. And guess who signed that statement? The Honourable Wayne L. Furbett, MP, JP.
Mr. Furbett said today that Mr. Pettingill had lost his way and was trying to make something out of nothing from 3 years ago. Let me remind Mr. Pettingill, Mr. Furbett continued, that my statement is not a criminal offense, but bribery is. If the OBA wish to argue petty battles, that is their call, but that pettiness will not increase jobs, educate our children, or care for our seniors. Finance Minister Bob Richards told Parliament on Monday that the plan to increase the license fees for land purchases by non-Bermudians would be delayed for 18 months so as not to prejudice sales worth $124 million that are currently in the works. Home Affairs Minister Senator Michael Fay, who will pilot the matter through the Senate on Monday, says that in some cases the financial future of Bermudian families was at stake.
Well, we have permanent residents will be paying a 4% tax of the sale price rather than 6%. We have condominiums, again, for non-Bermudians will be at 6% and will not go up to 8% until 2017. And then for other non-Bermudians buying residential property, it will remain at 8% rather than going up to 12.5%. So again, yes, we could have had more revenue, but you've got to think about whether that would encourage further sales in a depressed marketplace.
Difficult one.
It is, but I think we've made the right decision, and I'll be looking for Senate support for these regulations on Monday.
But no one can say you don't consult when the going gets rough.
Well, you know, a lot of people say that we don't, but we certainly do, and the naysayers out there will come up with their various arguments, I have no doubt. But that's for them. We believe this is in the interest of Bermuda as a whole and Bermudians. There are, of course, a number of Bermudians, a large number of Bermudians, who have suffered as a result of depressed property values. Some have essentially put themselves in a negative equity position because of the negative turnaround, the negative economic circumstances we were in. And anything we can do to continue to boost the property market has the effect of helping Bermudians, and that's important to remember.
The 35th Louis Vuitton America's Cup World Series has moved to the harbor of Gothenburg, Sweden, and by this time next week will be in the throngs of a major nautical spectacle similar to the opening event in Portsmouth. Among the 6 entrants will once again be the Artemis team, who have put together a video on the Gothenburg experience, which we are happy to share with you.
It's really great to have the America's Cup coming to Gothenburg. I think it means a lot to the Swedish sailor, obviously, but also for the general public. It's going to be 6 or 7 boats, I think, on the line. Really extreme boats. I mean, they're lifting out of the water, they go really fast. So it's going to be a really exciting competition for sure.
Yeah, last time around the World Series was probably the highlight of the America's Cup, having the fleet racing, having all the action-packed racing, the close quarters, all that sort of stuff was what really made the America's Cup, built up all the enthusiasm, and you know, it's great to see that again in the lead up to the 35th America's Cup we're going to have a World Series, and what's even better is that each team gets to host their own event. This time it's going to be about foiling manoeuvres, trying to get foiling off the start, foiling in the jibes, and try and foil tack is going to be where it's at.
People will be close to the boats. They will have the feeling of being on the boat because it's going to be a really close racing and a really, really exciting event. I think Artemis Racing now is building a really unique team. The leader is Ian Percy, my enemy for many years in the Olympic classes. I mean, we've been having medals at the same time. with 3 Olympic Games. He is building with the guys in the team a very transparent team. It's a great atmosphere. It feels like we got something very, very special behind it. I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting to follow this and really be a part of it.
And now we turn to Earl Baisden with the latest from the sports desk.
The 2015 Senior Caribbean Team Squash Championships continued in the Cayman Islands yesterday, with Bermuda's men's team the only team to take to the courts. They took on Jamaica. Jamaica took a 1-0 lead when Patrick Foster was defeated by Lewis Walters 8-11, 11-7, 11-7, 11-8. The scores were level when Noah Brown defeated Julian Morris 11-5, 7-11, 11-4, 12-10. Jamaica would go back in front after Ashante Smith defeated John Fletcher 11-8, 11-7, 6-11, 11-5 to make it 2-1. It was 3-1 to Jamaica when Chris Stout stepped off the court after he went down 11-7, 15-13, 11-8 to Bruce Burrows. Micah Franklin went down 11-6, 7-11, 9-11, 11-5, 11-5 to Chris Beanie as Jamaica recorded a 4-1 victory. Logic and the Bermuda Cricket Board announced that the Logic Premier Division Player of the Week is Rudell Pitcher from St. David's Cricket Club. Pitcher scored 90 of his team's 214 runs and then took 3 wickets for 35 runs as his team recorded a 69-run victory over Willicott at Lord's in St. David's. Making today's announcement was Michael Bringman from Logic Communications.
On behalf of Logic Communications, I'd like to congratulate Rudell Pitcher of St. David's Cricket Club for being recognized as the Logic Premier Division Player of the Week. Congratulations, sir.
Pitcher explained the challenges this year St. David's are facing.
People have had a lot of responsibilities, and as you know, we really don't have a coach at the present time. So we got off to a very slow start. So we're just relying on natural ability and I guess playing off of memory right now. Yeah.
Beating Willicott, who had just taken the scalp of Somerset and others, was that something that kind of lifted you guys back up?
Yeah, well, I've been tired of losing. Like, we had 3 losses. This is probably our worst season in the last 3 or 4 years. And, well, me personally, I really dug deep. And I said I'm going to play a very disciplined innings because we lost a few early wickets. And I just put my head down and played each ball on its merit. And I reaped the rewards.
Yeah. Looking forward to next week, big game for St. David's on Saturday.
Yes.
Eastern County. Do you think guys are now putting themselves in the frame of mind to be prepared for Cleveland come next week?
Yes, the last week and going forward until next week, we have had training and we had numbers out. We had a few guest players down. We got 1 or 2 surprises for Cleveland. I'm not going to reveal too much, but we will be ready.
The Logic First Division Player of the Week is Scott Tucker from Somerset Bridge Recreation Club. Tucker scored a crucial 70 runs batting at number 7. This after his team were on the ropes at 26 for 5. His innings helped Somerset Bridge to a 29-run victory over PHC at Whitehill Field. Also making this presentation was Michael Bringman of Logic Communications.
On behalf of Logic Communications, I'd like to congratulate Scott Tucker of Somerset Bridge for being recognized as the Logic First Division Player of the Week. Great job. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Tucker talked about just what his team needs to do to be more consistent.
First, training and like everybody coming out attending, like because we've been like show up because everybody's working and everything, commitments and all that. But I'm just hoping for a better season next year. Like
now, you come into the wicket, your team's in trouble. What are you saying to yourself walking out to the?
I was shaking my head and I was saying to myself, I have to do something. I have to, settle down, stay there, bet, dig deep, and do what I have to do. And I did what I have to do. Like, I brought him out of hill.
Now, obviously you need partners to do so. What are some of the things that you were telling you got the other end to stay with?
Yes, my other partner, we was communicating, so you saying that we're going to take it all the way when I get out, and we was, post a score so that we can defend and win this game.
Day 4 of the Highland Springs Junior Tennis Tournament at Pomanda Gates was delayed due to rain However, the sun did come out, and the junior boys took to the courts. In the under-12 division, Daniel Phillips defeated Henry Boyle in a three-setter, 7-5, 4-6, 10-4. In under-14 boys action, Ben Jones defeated Henry Boyle, 6-1, 6-love. Scott Redmond got by David Gibbons, 6-4, 6-love. In the under-16 division, Luke Sterling defeated Benjamin Jones, 6-1, 6-1. Trey Mallory got by Ben Lyons, 6-love, 6-1. In the under-18 boys action, James Finnegan defeated Trey Mallory 6-4, 6-4, and Luke Sterling defeated Jans Sutton 6-1, 6-1. In the under-18 boys doubles, Ben Lyons and Trey Mallory defeated Scott Redmond and Amir Thomas 6-2, 6-4, and Luke Bell and James Finnegan defeated Ben Jones and Cairo Morton 6-3, 6-2. A total of 102 runs crossed the plate in the latest round of the Bermuda Commercial Summer Softball League season, currently going on at the Michael Priest Softball Diamond. In the opening match, Corporation of Hamilton defeated BF&M 16-12. Team Smoky defeated Ace 20-5, and Fox It Up defeated AF Smiths 32-17. Toronto FC's second team failed to record back-to-back victories for the first time this season, falling 2-0 to Dante Levrock and his Harrisburg City Islanders teammates. With the loss, Toronto have a record of 5-13-3 with 7 matches left to play, and on the other hand, Levrock and his City Islanders have improved to 9-8-4 on the season and now sit 1 point behind Pittsburgh Riverhounds for the last playoff spot with a game in hand. I'm Earl Baston reporting for VSB Sports.
Looking at the weather for Saturday, August 22nd, there will be sunny breaks, a few showers, and a risk of thunderstorms. Winds will be variable and light, increasing southerly light to moderate by noon, increasing south-southwesterly moderate in the afternoon, with stronger gusts around showers. We are expecting a high near 84 Fahrenheit and a low near 75 Fahrenheit. This weather report is courtesy of the Bermuda Weather Service. Thank you for watching VSB News Online for Friday, August 21st. I'm Peter Cattell.